Children, we are continuing our topic, that is list. In list, we are remaining with the built-in list functions and the methods. The first one is your Len function. Suppose I have a list L1 containing the elements as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. If I'll write length function, it means it will give me the number of elements in my list. How many number of elements are there in my list? If I'll write len within my brackets L1, it will display me the value as 1 because it contains 5 values or 5 items in my list. Max function, where max function means what is the maximum value of my list. It will print me that. Max of L1 gives me the value as 50 because this list contains 50 as the highest element in it. Min means it will give me the minimum value of from my list, that is min L1 will give me 10 because this list contains the minimum value of the list as 10. List means suppose I have a tuple and I want to convert this tuple into my list, then I have to write list. Within my brackets, I have to give the tuple and then close brackets. It will give me the tuple in the form of a list. Means tuple will be converted into my list. Sum means the number of elements which we have in our list that will be summed up, that will be totaled. For example, sum of L1 will give me the value as 150 because 50 plus 40 is 90, 90 plus 30 is 120, 120 plus 20 is 140 and 140 plus 10 is 150. So it gives me the total of all the values present in my list. Append function means to add the value in a list at the end. It is compulsory because append means to add one element at the end of the list. Suppose if I write L1 dot append 60, then it will give me the value as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and at the end it will add a new element named as 60. Insert means it will add the value in my list in between anywhere. On any of the index, अगर मुझे बीच में कहीं पे भी list में अपने कोई भी एक नया element add करना है, then I'll use insert function. I'll use L1 dot insert within my brackets. First of all, I have to tell at which index I want to add the new element. So 2 is defined as my index and 90 is the value which I want to place in my list. So if I write L1 dot insert 2, 90, it will add 90 on the second position of my list because this is the 0th position, this is first, second, third, fourth and fifth. So this is the second position. It will skip second position onto the third position and on the second position it will place the value as 90. Now extend means if I want to add to list, then I'll use extend function. Suppose my list 1 is this one and I want to add list 2, that is list 2 contains the values as A, B, C and I want to add the values of list 2 in my list 1. Then I'll write L1 dot extend L2 which will, if I write print L1, it will give me the value as 10, 20, 90, 30, 40, 50, 60, A, B, C because it will add the list at the end. Sort means to arrange the list either in ascending order or in descending order. If I give my command as L1 dot sort function, then it will arrange the list in ascending order. And if I want to convert it into the reverse order, descending order, then I have to write L1 dot sort within my brackets reverse is equal to true. Then it will display the value of my list like this. It will print the value in descending order. And if next is remove function. Now remove function, one more thing is here, like when we are using the sort function, then as we know lists are mutable, so whatever the changes it will do, either the ascending order list or the descending order list, that changes will be done in the list itself. So the original list will be destroyed. So on the original list itself, it will override the new content of my list. Remove function means it will remove a particular element from my list but occurrence, first occurrence पे ही वो delete करेगा. Suppose मेरी list के अंदर अगर 90 दो बार आ रहा होता, एक बार 90 यहाँ आ रहा है और एक बार 90 मान लो यहाँ बीच में आ रहा होता मेरा यहाँ पर, तो वो क्या करेगा, जो first occurrence 90 की होगी उसको remove करेगा. If I'll say L1 dot remove 90, then it will display me the value as A, B, C. 90 यहाँ वाला remove हो जाएगा और यहाँ वाला जो 90 था वो मेरा as it is रहेगा. So remove function क्या करता है, first occurrence of the element will be removed from my list. And the next one is the reverse function. Reverse means, here does not means that it will do arrange the list in descending order. यहाँ reverse का मतलब है कि मेरी जो भी list होगी उसके last element से मतलब it will start printing my list from right to left. So means अगर मेरी list के अंदर elements है 10, 20, 90, 30, 40, 50, 60. If I'll say L1 dot reverse function, then it will display my list as 60, 50, 40, 30, 90, 20 and 10. Because it is not giving me in any order, but it is arranging the list in the reverse order. Now the last topic of the list is copying. How can we copy a list from one to another? There are three methods to copy a list. One is the slicing. Second one is the built-in function, that is list function, and another is your copy function. Now what happens if I'll write L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. I create a list L1 with the elements 1, 2, 3. And if I'll give the value as L2 is equal to L1, then what it is going to do in the memory is, it will store the value in the variable, that is L1 as 1, 2, 3. Whatever the location for L1 will be there, the L2 will refer to the same object here. Both L1 and L2 are referring to the same object. If we copy list 2 from list 1. Now, if I write print L2, what is going to happen? It will give me the value as 1, 2, 3. But if I do any changes in any of the list, either list 1 or the list 2, the changes will be reflected in both the list. Suppose if I'll say L2 of 1, that is the first index value I want to change for L2 as 60. Then the changes done, that is 0, 1. So the value of L1 will also change because both the lists are referring to the same object. Here, if we'll say print L1, it will give me the value as 163, and if I'll say print L2, it will again give me the value as 160 and 3. Why? Because both of them are referring to the same object. Now, another first method was slicing. If I am having a list named as L1 containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and L2 is equal to L1, 1 colon 4. It means it will take the elements 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, that is 2, 3, 4 from the list L1 in list 2, L2. That is print L2 में मुझे आंसर क्या देगा 2, 3, 4. So this is called as a slicing. अगर मेरे को अपनी एक given existing list में से सारे elements नहीं चाहिए, कुछ एक elements चाहिए, then I can use the method named as slicing. The second method is I can use the built-in function, that is list function, by giving the command as L2 is equal to L1 dot list function. When we are using the list function, it refers to different locations in the memory. Both the list 1 and list 2 will contain different ID numbers in the memory. But the value of both the lists will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Now, if I'll use the value as L2 is equal to L1 dot copy function, what is going to happen? As if we know that both of them are indicating with the different ID numbers in the memory. So if I use the command as copy command here, and if I'll add the 90 as an element in list 2, then the new element in list 2 will be added at the end. But the list 1 will remain as it is. Why it happens? Because both the lists are having different IDs. But in this case, they are having the same IDs, due to which if I'm doing any changes in the second list are reflected back to the first list, and if I'm doing any change in list 1, it is reflected back in the second one. Only because both of them are refer to the same ID numbers. Here they are referring to the different ID numbers. That's why if I do any changes in any of the list, will not reflect back to one another. This finishes the list topic.